Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans, the number one. That's at David G. Evans, the number one. We're so glad you joined us today. Won't you please like us? We need at least 1,000 of those today. Subscribe to us. Won't cost you a thing. Hit that notification bell so you'll get a notification every time that an On Point conversation is broadcast. I'm looking forward to talking to you today. You can get us at 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, 866-74-EVANS, toll free. Give us a call. We love talking to new callers. We depend on our legacy callers to call in as we talk about those things that are relevant to you, but always from a biblical perspective. Our mindset, our focus, our foundations are always kingdom of God. So if you like that kind of conversation about a variety of subjects, almost no subject is banned here. We just have learned how to disagree without being disagreeable. If you like a balanced opinion, a biblical opinion, then this is the right place for you today. We'd love for you to give us a call. Once again, toll free, 866-743-8267. I'm Bishop David G. Evans, and my world-famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas A. Smith, is here. Hey, man.
Good morning. Good morning.
How you doing?
Hanging in there. Good.
Man, we was burning oil last night, wasn't we?
Yeah.
This jobs number is 1.2 million jobs cut so far this year.
Mm-hmm. The highest since his last presidency.
Here's the correlation in my mind. Mm-hmm. If over 1 million jobs have been cut, I guess you don't want the jobs numbers published.
Mm-hmm.
And help me with political understanding. So even if you do not publish the jobs numbers, I'm guessing the 1.2 million people that are fired know that they're not working.
Mm-hmm.
And do the politicians believe that the national consciousness is so that if we don't publish the numbers, you won't have an opinion about unemployment?
I'm assuming, yes, that's they're hiding it from, because they don't want the speculate. It doesn't fit their narrative of this is the greatest economy ever. People are
You can't say that when
people,
over 1 million people lost their jobs in the last 12 months.
Yep. And companies are, people are finding out. Companies are laying off 60,000 here, 70,000 here.
Sure.
So you can't get around that. But again, if you're not worried about the price of eggs because you got money, you got a job, you're really not that concerned about.
Well, speaking of which, why would a billionaire be concerned at all about the price of eggs when the billionaire probably hasn't done his or own shopping in about most of their lifetime? Probably doesn't know what it costs to feed.
Yep.
Probably is not concerned. I'm amazed that we're in a situation now where the first family and extended have never had more wealth than they've ever had.
Yep.
Had it not been for the presidency, they would not have had that.
Yep.
My problem is that kind of impropriety in previous administrations for other politicians has been frowned upon. And that brings me to this. I don't understand why the grift is okay now with the supporters when it would have been absolutely something to criticize before this presidency.
I can only speak for one person, what one person I know who's a supporter has said.
Okay.
We understand he's going to make his money as long as he makes the country better and helps us be better. So we don't mind that.
They actually said it.
That's what I was told to my face. Now, this said person doesn't feel as much the same way now because they're noticing that
Okay, so
their wealth is going up.
Okay.
But everybody else is
not moving.
It ain't moving. So, I don't know if there's a full turnaround, but there is an awareness that because they wanted their view of the country saved so much that if he gets enriched, as long as we're taken care of, it's
saved
fine.
From what?
He did a speech last night in North Carolina, and he kept veering back to transgenders and saving our kids. He'll mention something about the economy and then start throwing in all those little outliers that people get upset about that really don't impact their life in any way, shape, or form.
No.
But they know these things will work.
There may be 2 transgender persons in the whole country out of about less than 400 million people. There may be 2 participating in sports. That does not abrogate, distort, change the sports platform. It's. I heard something so stupid on a YouTube the other day. This guy was dead serious that the government was spending too much money on transgender animals.
Stop.
And the guy asked him, well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever owned a male pet? Did you ever have that pet neutered? And the guy said, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's not transgender.
That's not oh, my.
I was like, this guy's so dumb, it radiates. I couldn't believe it takes me back, Pastor Nick, to people are talking about how they feel.
Yep.
And the facts don't matter until it affects them personally. And I used to think that the effect personally would cause a shift in thinking.
Yep.
But it has to be severe. I think of Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think of the fact she actually followed a person who survived the shootings in Connecticut and told the person that was in that mayhem that it was a hoax. And now we've got this other Marjorie that's, she's rational now.
Yeah.
But what I see is that the administration finally went too far for her personally. As long as it was affecting other folk.
It didn't matter. Yep.
It wasn't that bad.
Yep. All these immigrants, all these other people.
How can you focus so much on your own finances that you will ignore the rest of what's happening to the nation? As long as it's okay for me, whatever happens to all those other people isn't a problem.
It's a problem. Yep. It's our own individual greed, and it's completely biblical.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Eve eating the fruit in the garden.
Yeah.
It wasn't about Adam, wasn't about God. It was about her first. And then she gave to him because she thought it was going to elevate her, lift her life up at the expense of
everything around
her. And
so desire can give us a blind spot?
Yeah. Because we always say there's compensation in there.
Right.
And they hang out, make use of everything because they're getting one or two things.
Yeah.
That outweigh all the trash stuff that they're getting.
Until.
Because
I used to think that some of this stuff, some people would reverse their positions when it started costing them something.
Yeah.
I didn't calculate properly how much they were willing to sacrifice to, like you taught me, feel as though they're superior.
You hear some of the farmers, they're interviewing them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they're like, cool, we're getting this $12 billion bailout, right?
Yeah.
But they're saying it's not enough because we still have to sell all this stuff off. And there's nobody to sell it to, which means you're going to have to go back and bail them out again with taxpayer money. Now, remember, we're not supposed to be doing this, right?
No.
Right?
No.
But they're saying, and they asked one, if we went back to the election, knowing what you know now, your farm's getting ready to close,
right.
Would you make another decision?
Right.
And the man said no. He said, if I was faced with it again, I either wouldn't vote or I would still vote for him again because who she was and what she represented was too much, even though it's costing me my business, my family, hand to God.
Is that someone whose pride? Let me ask you a question. Some of the people that I know that are staunch supporters of this administration are under the impression that if they say something individually, somebody's watching, and it's going to affect some of the outcomes that they want. So are some people saying stuff publicly because they've watched this attack happen on other people?
Yeah.
And maybe privately they'll do something else? But you're losing your family's generational farm, and you're saying, I wouldn't change my decision? That's more than pride.
That is more pride, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's like some of the politicians, Congress. There some now some of the Republican congressional people are pushing to revote on the ACA tax credits.
Yeah.
Mike Johnson wants it to go away, and they're like, "Yo, my constituents are getting ready to lose their health care. The prices are getting ready to go up. Here's my problem: why weren't you fighting this hard during the government shutdown? Why weren't you fighting for this earlier? But now that the prices are going up again next month, now you're trying to force it. We wouldn't have got here if y'all would have did this earlier."
I wonder. I'm wondering if some of the present events have not caused some vulnerabilities in the president, and this whole Marjorie Taylor Greene, the ones that are, they call them defecting but voting for their constituents. I'm wondering if there's something they know we don't know. Because why would they endure all the things that the public has been made aware of, and then suddenly, that a line was drawn? Is there a line we're not aware of?
Probably.
Is there more to this whole Epstein thing than we're aware of? I know politicians get stuff fresh out of the oven. I'm wondering if there's enough vulnerabilities now that people are saying we don't want to go down with them. But you got to answer this question for me. Republicans make the same mistake in almost every administration. They do crazy stuff before the midterms, and then they lose all over the nation.
Yeah, I know.
Why do they keep doing that?
Yeah. This time I believe it's their own hubris. They think that he's locked in. He won again. So the train is riding.
Yeah, but they're already getting indications that it's not.
Yeah.
Once again, history is going to repeat itself as it relates to the midterm elections.
The moderates are not, a lot of them aren't pleased with what's going on, and his core base isn't strong enough.
Right.
All over.
No,
it's
not. Yeah.
But it's that moderate base that either didn't vote or voted for him this time.
Okay.
They're the ones that are fluctuating.
Well, what do you think was in general, if you have an idea? What do you think the general feeling was that made conservatives and moderates vote for this administration? What do you think the underlying emotion was?
Too much change. We saw how they responded with a black man.
Okay.
We saw they didn't want a white woman.
No, did not.
And then now you got a black woman that's up who represents too much change, too much liberalism. If we vote her in, it's going to be trans all over the place, LGBT, all that stuff.
Okay.
And because they kept saying...
Which is not true.
Which is not true. They kept saying she didn't have a plan for this. And they're like, yes, she did. She talked about it here. It was on her website. So you can't tell me that she didn't have a plan for farmers, because she had one.
They didn't want to hear it.
They didn't want to hear it.
From her. But they were willing to believe the falsehoods that were being promoted during the campaign. Common sense told me you're not going to become president on Monday and the price of groceries is going to go down all over the world on Tuesday.
No.
Not going to happen. Not going to tell me that gas is going to have the same impact. Not going to tell me any kind of energy connected to energy that's going to decrease just because you're in office. No. But then we find out now that the primary focus is how much money can we make. The coin was designed so they could receive money off the quote-unquote books. So, corporations are buying favor.
And then the government, over the past 2 months, had to send banks almost $26 billion, $30 billion to help sustain them for some things, because this whole Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrency piece.
Yeah.
So my problem is, if you have to add more money into the coffer to hold it up, then you're playing with a house of cards already. There's a problem. I mean, I'm not a great economist, but that's common sense to me.
The law. I've watched people that I've watched in politics for 20 or 30 years who were staunch process law and order people. And I now found out that their focus is situational. That due process is okay for you, but when it comes to me, due process does not matter. I'm watching things happen that for any Democratic president would have turned the world upside down. All kinds of hearings, all kinds of everything. I do think they've got a couple issues that are not going to go away. And I heard an interview with some of the young ladies who are women now from the Epstein situation. And they said that the more they try to deny it happened to them, the more committed they are. Because they all have names.
Yep.
And they're trying to stay out of the firing line, away from the firing line, because a lot of them have been threatened already.
Yeah.
You know, they say they're being followed and that kind of thing. So I think that they've got a problem that's not going to fade.
No. And the full release for the Epstein file was supposed to be yesterday. But they sent out part of it, and it was so heavily redacted, blacked out, all. Yeah. Because
the only name that wasn't was Clinton.
Clinton, that's it.
That is so obvious.
Yeah, come on.
It's so obvious.
It is. But
the other thing is that they're willing to attempt to destroy whatever is left. But the Epstein files came from the Epstein estate. So the Epstein estate has the originals. Just correct my thinking. So if the originals still exist, and you redact the ones you publish, why would you set yourself up to be contradicted?
Right. Yep.
By the original.
Unless they're paying somebody off to keep everything.
But the fact that they had to redact it, means the Epsteins did not redact it.
Yep. It's in there.
But I think the big problem now is that they're trying to find the flow of money. Because they see that this thing was international.
Yep.
They see that millions of dollars were in play. And of course that means a different level of society has been involved in this thing for 20, 25 years.
Yeah. And a lot of, on both sides.
Yes.
Powerful people on both sides.
Yes.
Are involved in this.
And now I saw today where some actors and all who may have been involved allegedly have started to bury themselves, leave the country, the whole 9 yards. I just think it's a sad thing. Anybody else would have been impeached by now.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you.
So whoever is upholding this thing, like instead of passing tangential, instead of passing an extension to help people on their health care, Mike Johnson dismisses everybody.
Yes. Yep.
So they can't vote on it. Watch this. So it has to lapse. And I saw some interviews today where people, this lady has a brain problem, brain cancer. She's getting treatment. Her health care every month cost her $39. It went up to some crazy number, like $400 and some bucks a month. And they're already she's living with her mom who's on Social Security. And of course she's disabled.
Yep.
And that's the story that's just happening all over the place.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Watch this, to your own people.
To your people. Mm-hmm. Now they're touting Trump RX. You go to our website and you can get health insurance that's good for you, and it's going to be cheaper than the insurance companies. And look,
Is that not?
that was a national speak. Yeah.
Is that not as obvious as you can get?
Mm-hmm.
I need to make a few more $1 million over the next 6 months. He's not planning on running again.
No. They're making hay while it's there. It's just.
I think they're doing all they can do until November.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But here's the problem I have. No concern for how these decisions are going to affect poor people,
Mm-hmm.
average Americans,
Mm-hmm.
working people.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always said Republican policies tend to benefit me,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't benefit the people that I serve.
Yep.
So I cannot possibly be a Republican. Mm-hmm. Now, when I'm talking to people I know, that thinking is not common.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to benefit me, to heck with the other people. That's something's wrong with that.
It's selfish.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It is.
You need another word. Selfish is insulting.
I know.
When you say that.
Narcissist, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know what to call it.
But it is. I mean, you look at, especially the red states that have these urgent cares, that have these health insurance plans, and like you said, they were named something different. They didn't know that it was the Obamacare, ACA, whatever you want to call it. They're getting ready to be hurt bad.
Yeah.
I know the XP group I'm a part of. One guy, their insurance for their church went up 40% last year. One went 30% last year, and now you're about to hit another 10-15%
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah.
That's 55% within a year, a span of a year. Whenever things switched over.
That?
And they're all wondering how are we going to be able to scramble to get the money in to make sure our staff has health insurance. Yeah. But again, it goes back to, and some of these churches voted for something.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It was all in Project 2025. Don't say you didn't know this.
Well, they decided who their neighbor was.
Yeah, that's true. There you go.
They decided who their neighbor was. This is On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. We want to talk to you today, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, 866-744 Evans. We're going to the phones. Tom from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Good morning, Tom. How you doing?
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, Pastor Nick?
Hey, man.
Doing all right, man.
Merry Christmas. Hey, Bishop.
Yeah, man.
You know what? I miss the look. Man, you are looking like Bishop today.
I actually have my formal overcoat. I have to go to a funeral for Bishop John Howard this morning, so I actually have my a real overcoat on and a dress hat, and it took me a while to
looking good though.
Get it together, man.
You know, I remember you coming in every Sunday looking like this.
Yeah, man. You know, it was COVID did something to our standards of dress. We were casual, and so long your shoes didn't even fit after COVID started to subside because you're wearing sneakers the whole time.
Yeah, Bishop, you guys were talking earlier about stuff being redacted. I saw right before you came on, Eric Holder, the former Attorney General.
Yeah.
Man, he's seen a lot of this stuff, and he goes, "It's going to be so redacted, you're not going to be able to see what's in it." Not only that, he said something. He said, "The new Attorney General ignores judges like it's like they're by breaking. It would be like us going to court and a judge sentenced us, and we go, he's a Republican. I don't agree with him, so you don't abide." I mean, the craziness that they're going through right now. and nobody's standing up to them.
Imagine the inferno that would have erupted if Eric Holder was making 1/10 of these decisions. It would have been it would have been a emotional riot. The verbiage would have come forth like Niagara Falls. It would absolutely would not have been acceptable. But now, okay, you want to ignore court orders, and I'm waiting for the Supreme Court to get their backbone back. Do you think it's going to happen?
I'm afraid it's not, Bishop. I really, and if it doesn't happen, the thing's going to happen if when we do win, they're going to put 13 people on that court instead of over half now.
They're going to have to. And I'm glad that some of the politicians are no longer, I don't know whether it was false bravado or not, using words like shame on you. What the heck?
Yeah. Shame on you for Ron Hart. I mean what this guy said about meathead. I mean,
unbelievable.
Come on.
Unbelievable, man. What else happened? Florida's a little quiet now. How's the new Miami mayor doing?
Oh, she was sworn in last night. And you know what? She surrounded herself with some of the other local mayors who are Democrats when she got sworn in.
Okay.
I'm thinking they're consolidating down here in South Florida.
Okay.
And I really think, because, I keep saying up north, it's very Republican, but the population's here. And I think once, like I said, the person who preceded her was a Cuban who lost to her.
Okay.
But she didn't win. She landslide. It was 57 to like 41%. I mean, she really. So I think a message is being sent out of South Florida.
Well, do you think that there still were a lot of Cubans and Venezuelans and Puerto Ricans that voted for the Trump-supported candidate?
No. Maybe a lot of Cubans may have, but the Venezuelans and Puerto Ricans are pretty boisterous about who they're not supporting.
Okay. So the Cubans are still leaning Republican?
I'm not sure, but he still got 41% of the vote, and I'm only assuming, and he was Cuban, so I'm not sure.
Maybe you can help us with this understanding, Tom. I wonder sometimes, like I have some people that I thought were becoming friends, and I watch them vote against their loved one's best interest, and I don't know how a human being does that. How you vote against your loved one's best interest. And I thought I saw some of that. How do people of Spanish origin, Hispanic origin, Latin origin vote against other Latins' best interests? Does it come down to money again?
Yeah, about a year ago, Lamanzado, I can't think of his name, the comedian, he dressed himself up in disguise, and he got second-generation Spanish people out in California, Mexico area, and questioned them about Trump, and they were voting for him. He said, well, how about your parents? They would have fit into this. And they were like, oh, well, no. They could not understand or see what this guy was saying. And when he pulled the mask off, they were like, oh, it's you. But he was trying to let them understand. You're talking about your parents went through what these people are going through now. And, that's the other thing the mayor did in Miami. How ICE is working with the police department. She eliminated that.
Okay.
He may get arrested, but not by the police.
Okay.
And she's trying to get it to make sure they aren't showing up at schools. She implemented a lot of things her first day yesterday.
Wow. So she hit the ground running.
Yeah, and another question.
Yeah.
You were sharp enough to go to the Trump Kennedy Center And of course, the name Trump is on top by itself. If you look how it's said there.
What is wrong? What is wrong?
And did it without congressional approval. And Congress ain't doing nothing.
They're not saying a word.
They're not saying some. I mean, of course, some Democrats are, but everybody.
You know what they think is going to happen? So the midterms get flipped, and the Democrats start reversing everything they can reverse. They don't want to do it themselves. This Republican Party does not resemble the Republican Party that I grew up understanding.
No.
I mean, I didn't agree with them, but this kind of stuff. I mean, they got rid of Nixon because Nixon had gone too far as they were concerned. But also they didn't like him. All right, so, and they were a little afraid of Nixon.
Yep.
And it seems like they're afraid now.
They are.
Tom, thanks for calling us, man.
All right. Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And
Same to you,
good,
man.
Bishop.
Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Let's talk to Kat from Philadelphia. Hi, Kat. Kat, are you there?
Oh, yes. Apologies.
Good morning. How you
Good
doing?
morning.
Hi.
How are you today?
Well, you.
Doing
You look
fine.
very dapper. My condolences.
Welcome to On Point.
Thank you. I had a hypothetical question. I'm not going to hold you too long.
Okay.
And before separation of church and state, the authorities, government was supposed to exist to protect the people and, steer the people in the way that they should go. Now with the way our governmental authorities are going, we're ignoring treason. We're ignoring the fact that this current administration, the longer we stay on the train with them against our will, the more expensive it's going to be for the next few generations. He's already setting, I think it was up to like $800 billion of debt in the next decade.
Wow.
That we're going to be in just from his current rules and policies. And like you said, anybody else would have been impeached by now. And most of the people who have been impeached were impeached for, doing things that they were doing out of their flesh. This man is purposely and intentionally being divisive and making sure that he is feeding off of fear. This is beyond treason. He's hurting his own people. I mean, the people he's supposed to be leading. And I wonder, for the same people who say, they voted for him just because he wasn't a black woman. They voted for him just because even if he doesn't do all of the things that he said, it's just the fact that he has the courage to say certain things.
Which is
For
ridiculous.
Those people, I'm sorry?
I said, which is ridiculous.
It is.
Okay.
I tell you I'm going to break your windows and I do it so you like me? Come on.
Exactly.
Come on.
Meanwhile, somebody says that they want to help you do better, and we're against it. At what point did a nation of people become so blinded by, hatred and cheap talk that this is all we want to accept? Not everybody. Not everybody.
Yeah. I think Pastor Nick has said this repeatedly over the years. And I've agreed with him, and I've added this on. I believe that most people that have voted for this administration, if you ask them why, it's based on strong emotions. And then Pastor Nick taught us years ago that the need to feel superior is much stronger than most people realize. The need for acceptance, much stronger than most of us realize. And in that context, we're watching people vote based on a strong emotion, a need for superiority, and a need to feel they're back on top. I don't know if you were listening the last time our president was elected, President Trump was elected. I was at the gym, and a guy I had been working out with for 3 or 4 years said to me, "How do you feel today?" I said, "I feel great." He says, "No, how do you feel?" I said, "I feel fine." "What do you mean?" He said, now that we're in charge again,
Oh.
how do you feel? And I said, well, first off, I gave you credit for more intelligence than you're displaying at this very moment, because you thought that we thought we were in charge because we had a black president. That's the way he felt. We're back in charge.
And then what was Biden? Is he considered black now?
Well, no,
Because
that didn't matter. The reaction was to Barack Obama.
Yes, and even with that, a president, it is beguiling. A president is just a puppet to the people who have the agenda set in place for him. He can try to do whatever he wants, but he does not have absolute power without the people holding him up and supporting him. And even with that, emotions are supposed to be a gauge, not a guide.
Yes.
If you're making political decisions, governmental decisions based off of emotion, when you're no longer feeling that emotion, reality is going to slap you in the face extremely hard. Even
Kat,
for the people who... I'm sorry.
I want you to know something. That you're going to hear emotions are supposed to be a gauge, not a guide. I guarantee you I'm going to use that in the sermon. I guarantee you.
I love you, Bishop.
I'm going to put it out there right now. It's going to be repeated.
By all means, but it's a fact.
Yep.
It's wonderful.
And
it's
if
wonderful.
more people remembered that.
It was so simplistically stated, it was powerful. Oh, my God, am I going to use that?
Well, in that case, Bishop, you're welcome, and thank you.
I mean to tell you.
Oh, my gosh, but I'm happy
I think when you think logically, Kat, is when you stray away from the real reason. Because there's no logic in these decisions. There's selfishness, there's greed, there's discrimination, but there's no logic in what we're witnessing right now. And once we discover and accept that most politicians' 3 top goals are get elected, get elected, get elected, then we realize that all other things pale in comparison, and they're willing to do things that we would say were outside the lines, because their number one goal is to get elected. Yep. That's why we've seen all this compromise of standards, all this stuff that we think is absolutely insane, that they're willing to put up with, is the number one goal is to get reelected. But the problem is they've turned their people against them.
Yes. And this is why pride leads to destruction. And everything that you just said, politicians are comfortable with, selfishness, greed, most of those things are all sins.
Yeah. And
we are purposely choosing the person who's going to sin the least, lesser than the other evil, which is crazy to me. We're not trying to be a nation of integrity. We're not trying to be a nation under God. We're not trying to be a nation of people who actually believe in humanity. Like, I should help my brother or sister, not because of their color, because color has nothing to do with it. If God decided to blind every single person for the rest of eternity, color would not matter. But because we have eyes, we choose not to see. That is crazy to me.
Have you noticed the observable silence of the evangelical church now?
In this moment?
Yes, they.
Radio silent.
It is
deafening.
It is absolutely humongous. The silence is just, I don't get it. Because all the stuff that's happening, they supposedly have a problem with.
That's why they're not saying nothing. They're scared to say something.
But they voted for
this.
They
voted for this, yep.
He said he was going to do it. Okay. Thank you, Kat.
He held up his end of the bargain.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks for giving us a call, Kat.
Absolutely. But hopefully people don't treat, our nation and each other like bargains anymore. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
You too.
See you
Take
tomorrow.
care.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, 866-74 Evans. Now, I wonder if adding Trump to the Kennedy Center is a slap in New York's face, because what our New York pastor said, that the nation is surprised by him after he was elected the first time. We're not, because the Trump that we have, the President Trump that we have now, is the Trump that they've always known. Those that live in New York.
Yeah. He's trying to put his name on everything. But what they're not saying is that Kennedy Center is losing gigs.
People
They're
won't go.
losing money.
Yes.
Losing all this stuff because of some of the compromises that were made
To do this.
to do this and some stuff before.
So, if people are bailing out, they don't want to appear as a form of protest. Did I understand correctly that either our president or one of his relatives is now on the board or chairman of the board?
Let me see. Let me make sure.
It's an operative or either himself? It's almost like everything that has rejected, everyone who has rejected.
He's the chair of the board.
He's a chair. I thought so.
Yeah, he's the chair of the board, yeah. Yep. And he appointed a bunch of people. Yeah. Like Pam Bondi's and all them are on there.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Are they artistic at all?
Please. I don't know them personally, but this is a
Okay.
political move, that's all.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Ivy League schools that were persuaded, I wonder if they are places that he was rejected from.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
So much stuff going on. What in the world was Robert F. Kennedy thinking about now saying children shouldn't have hepatitis vaccine?
Yeah. It's up to the parents now to make a decision. Same thing with measles.
How many kids have to die?
I know.
And then he look, I am all into holistic healing.
Mhm.
I love all that.
Yep.
But I got sense enough to know some stuff, vitamin C is not going to take care of.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's make just
No, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Polio, we don't have it now because of
Vaccine.
South Carolina's having a big measles outbreak. Bigger than
Why?
normal. Because parents aren't giving the kids the measles vaccine.
So why are some of their children going to have to pass away from? Because you don't know a human body's vulnerability.
Yes.
Maximum vulnerability to any condition until it happens. Why do we have to have a train wreck before we tell people slow down the train? Let's take a look at what we're doing first. Let's see how this works. Not, you've got 100 years of positive evidence for vaccines.
Yep.
You've got a small percentage of people that may have been allergic to some of the ingredients. So now you discard all the medical evidence for a couple 100 million people for the last 50 years that have been helped by these vaccines because you can point out 3 or 4 people who did not react well to them.
Yep. And to say that the whole thing causes autism and all that, it's not. There's no real evidence to prove that.
No.
None at all. And, I get the natural body, the way God made it. This body is not meant to die. So that's why, of course, it keeps trying to heal itself and do all those things.
Absolutely.
But you need medicine to do what the body can't naturally do on its own. Like
Jesus carried a physician with him in his disciples. So there must be a place for medicine in faith. There must be.
I,
There's got to be some stuff he said, yo, Luke, need you to handle this for me. This looks like the flu here. I got to go over here and, give sight to the blind. There's some stuff that you don't need miracles for, that you need doctors for. Jesus kept the physician with him. What?
Go drink some water.
That was no mistake.
Go drink some water and lay down. You get some rest.
Oh, man.
I mean, you got a guy who admitted he was doing heroin through college. It was heroin, right?
Yeah, whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever it was to help get him going.
Some scrambled his brains.
But we've become a nation of conspiracy theories. Let me balance this out. I get how there could be some mistrust in institutional things because some institutions have mismanaged people's trust.
Absolutely.
I am in no way sitting there saying
that's right.
That Democrat, Republic, insurance companies.
Absolutely.
It comes down to it. Institutions are flawed.
Right.
People are flawed.
People are flawed.
That doesn't mean you go to the opposite direction.
Well, you just helped me with something.
Okay.
Could his aversion to drugs, of all kinds, come from the fact that he was hooked on them at one time?
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
You know what he reminds me of? I'm always amazed by an individual who has gone for psychiatric counseling, who now that they've gone for it, believes everybody needs to go.
Yeah, yes.
Just because you've gone.
Right.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
No.
They learn a few things and all of a sudden they're psychologists themselves.
Look,
like, oh my goodness.
Everybody needs to. Yeah, you probably, hold up. You went.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine if you win.
It's great.
But it doesn't mean that.
It means everybody has the same issue.
Right. I know.
I remember being in Texas, I think. I was in a meeting. And this guy from Hawaii wrote about his own proclivities that got him in trouble. And there was only like 3 or 4 of us African-American pastors there. All of us relatively successful. And so the guy from Hawaii turns to us and says, you guys probably really need to read this. And the 4 of us started looking at each other. And I said, excuse me, brother. You've got a problem? So that means we have one too?
Yep.
Well, no. You said it in front of 16 people.
Yep.
You pointed the finger at us. Because you got a problem, we have it.
Yep.
No, sir, we don't.
They got the problem too.
I thought they were going to shut the meeting down.
Look, but that's how some of them
shut the meeting down. I was thinking about the fact that some guys that we had good relationship at one time. I was thinking about times that prominent white pastors would come. They'd be in the building 15 minutes, going from the parking lot to my office, and in the office start telling me what we were not doing. And I would have to say, I started looking at my watch and they say, are we late or something? No. I said, I'm just trying to figure out how long you've been here.
Right. Yeah.
Why is it you've come here and immediately you need to be able to either criticize or teach me something instead of asking, how do you guys do X, Y, and Z?
Yes. But part the arrogance to want to come in.
Yes.
And even, I get wanting to be a blessing. Right? I ain't got no problem with that. But form a relationship first. Get to the place where y'all talk enough.
Before you start trying to correct us. But you can't make an evaluation and you've only been in the building 15 minutes. And you've been sitting in my office for 14 of those.
Yep. You came in with that mindset. I'm going to come in here and...
Well, the problem was, some people believe certain people get stuff by accident.
Yep.
And some people believe that you get it through stress.
Yes.
And in that case, they believe in that all that God has done was by accident. We just fell into it.
Yes. Yeah. Out of nowhere. Because they some of them think that the way we express ourselves emotionally is how we also run our church.
Oh. So, and he might have a point.
Yeah, well, some yes.
Might have a point.
No, I agree with you on that.
Let's be serious, right?
Let's be honest.
I got a couple in my head right now.
Prove that point.
Okay, yeah.
But we're all not.
No.
a lot of churches I've grown up in and saw were very structured,
Absolutely.
very organized.
I've never been
Yeah.
in an unstructured church environment.
Yep.
Maybe I've been fortunate. But everyone I was in had a system, had a way, and they stuck to it. And it was the reason their process produced their success.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Now, my problem with that is, again, go back to the emotional expression, right? If it was Hagen and that crew, as much as running, dancing, shouting, laughing, falling on the floor, that wasn't considered over emotional.
No, it wasn't.
That was Pentecostal Holy Ghost.
Absolutely.
Then over here, it's like, well,
who determines what?
Come on now. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, my president put plaques under every former president's picture.
Did you see him?
The remarks are disparaging about him. What?
Yeah.
Why?
Yes. Except like Reagan or Andrew
Yeah,
Jackson.
but why?
Because, and he said he wrote it himself. He was the worst president in the world. He didn't like da-da-da. He put under Ronald Reagan. Now, Ronald Reagan been dead for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan always believed in President Donald Trump. Reagan been dead since, what, early 2000s, I think?
No, he didn't write that.
Go Google the plaques and what he wrote.
No,
on.
he didn't.
Yes,
he didn't do that. You're making that up. He didn't.
I'm not lying to you.
No, he didn't do that.
It's serious.
Reagan always believed.
Reagan always believed in the man and Donald J. Trump. Just
wasn't Reagan dead when he ran?
Way before then, yes.
Oh man.
Read the plaque. If you have the patience to.
Come on, man. You disappoint me, man. My man didn't do that.
Yes, he did. Reagan been dead since 2004.
My man didn't do that.
Go read them.
Somebody AI that or something. No. No. I refuse.
Yeah.
We're coming up on the end of another program. We got to talk about Rob Reiner and his wife next time we get together, and the Brown shooting. We have to have that conversation. We want you to join us tomorrow. We are in a very important period in our church's life. The last quarter of every year, we do our best to set the spiritual tempo for the new year coming in. You want to join us as we are talking about how to navigate the kingdom, what tools God has given you and I to shape the year that's coming, to begin to see the biblical principle for how you and I, through the Word of God and faith, have been positioned to shape our future. We're talking about those things that we have to do. We want you to think about it now and pray about it, to join us in our fasting for the last 3 days of the year, our prayer services, our worship services, our first fruits giving. That is all part of what we do the last few days of the year. We want you to get ready to join us and set the spiritual tempo for the year that's coming. You can join us tomorrow. Our virtual service is at 8. Our live service is at 11. Now, New Year's Eve, we have a prayer Sunday, 12/28 at 6 p.m. That's prayer on Sunday, the 28th. We fast Monday, the 29th, until after New Year's Eve service. We sow our first fruit. We're going to explain all of that to you repeatedly so you understand exactly what you're doing, so you can have faith in what you're doing. We're going to show you the Word of God. If you have any questions at all, they'll be answered as you watch us and we navigate the Word of God. Our latest book, Elevate, is out. We want you to go online and get it. Our Harvest Bookstore is open today. If you want to stop by, whole bunch of stuff in there you'd love to have. All aspects of life, your spiritual support. If you need to know what we're doing during the week, you text BBC News to 28950. That's BBC News to 28950. If you need some spiritual uplift, BBC Elevate to 28950. Now, there's no need for you to pray alone. We want to pray with you. but you've got to send the prayer request in. Don't rely on what you think is some telepathic power that we're going to know. You've got to send your prayer request in. Send that to prayer@go2bethany.com. prayer@go2bethany.com. Now, we need you to subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ on YouTube. We need you to help us out with our coverage, the spreading of the ministry. If you have faith in what God has given us for you, share it with somebody. So subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ on YouTube. Also, we have podcast platforms, DGEMS, that's David G. Evans Ministries, and OnPointe, OnPointe, OnPointe. Those podcast platforms want to join the conversations. Now, I'm looking for you tomorrow. We're going to have a tremendous time. I want to thank all of you that helped us with our toy giveaway and our coat giveaway. You saw the toys if you watched our service Wednesday night, heard the message about shaping your year. We're going to continue in that theme, give you additional revelation, additional understanding. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. And I want you to remember, God is still in control.
Yep.
I want you to remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. I want you to remember, God is not slack. He's not a man that he should lie. He's going to do exactly what he said he'll do, but you must have faith. Stay strong, stay saved, and we'll see you next time on On Point.